Well, hey there. Welcome to the Soul Sister channel on this Sunday, May the 28th. My name is Kat, and I have our astrological spiritual forecast and guidance going for the next week, going from today through Saturday, June the 3rd. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And let's just get right into it, okay? The first thing I want to talk about is we have been through hell and high water the last couple of weeks. Lots of challenges, lots of frustrations, lots of obstacles, lots of opportunities for growth. But it's been up and down, and we finally are going to have a week that we can just start balancing everything out, start assimilating the energies. So it's a week to just sit back and relax as much as we can if we have to work. Monday is Memorial Day, and it's a perfect day to just sit back, chillax, grill out with family. So if you're in the United States, it's a great holiday to celebrate with families and friends in, and we're just going to feel like hanging out. Not really very productive week at all. But I want to talk about an energy that's pervading the week. It's the energy of Pisces. Pisces is going to make a couple of significant connections this week to where it might jolt us. And at the end of the week, it makes a very benevolent connection. So let's talk about Pisces. Pisces, in a word, escapism. So in its highest level, Pisces is my favorite topic. Meditation, connecting with spirit, connecting with God. On the flip side, escapism. If we have chosen not to work on developing that relationship with our higher self, of becoming connected, feeling the connectedness with the universe, then that might manifest itself as addiction. Alcohol addiction, food addiction, drug addiction, work addiction, sex addiction, any kind of addiction, because we're using those activities to escape. And while, as my ex-husband used to say, everything in moderation, when we are at the addictive state, it's not in moderation anymore. When our escapism starts replacing reality, we know we have a problem that we need to deal with. So that is something for us to think about. There's going to be a couple of times this week that we're going to have we're going to come up with someone or have an interaction with someone that's going to make us want to drink right now. Pay attention. Pay attention to how we default when we are in uncomfortable situations and how we default into these addictions or escapism or fantasy, anything like that. That's Pisces. It's a murky terrain to try to navigate. It's so difficult. But it is our connection to all that is. And if we choose to really work on that and focus on working on our connection, on our relationship and communication with the other side, with our celestial support system, then we will certainly not want to escape other way. We certainly will not want to escape in other ways. And once we develop this communication and this link, then we get more information. We are getting communicated to all the time from the universe. And we are anyway, but we don't listen. We don't know how to pick up the signal. And there's everything we need to know is coming into us at all times, but we have to learn to pick up the signal. So at the beginning of the week, we have the moon in Libra. So look for relationships to be the trigger for our escapism, or better yet, for our desire to sit quietly and commune with spirit so we can get some clarity and understanding. And even though meditation is my favorite subject, meditation is not, sitting in a corner doing a mantra for 5 hours. It can be if that's your thing, okay? But meditation is as unique as we are individuals. So for some of us, whatever that is that helps us space out and just be there, maybe it's sitting down by the beach. Maybe it's taking a walk, taking a hike. Maybe it's riding our bike. It could be anything. It could even be going grocery shopping, although I can't imagine that being a meditative state. But anyway, it might be for somebody. I don't want to take it away from you. So look at that and make time this week to connect with spirit in whatever way works for us. The veil is thin. Spirit wants to chat and has a lot to say. So instead of going to the corner bar after work, why don't we go home, snuggle up, put some good tunes on, and just kind of space out and see what comes into our heads. See what's happening. So beginning of the week, relationships could be the trigger that bring us into this area, this emotional murkiness, and it's also where we find our unhealed traumas. So we're going to default right away into those unhealed traumas when we're in an uncomfortable confrontation. So be aware, be objective, and remember, we always have the choice. We have a choice. Are we going to go down the abyss, or are we going to stay objective as possible? Very interesting week ahead. Very interesting. We get Wednesday, the moon goes into Scorpio, and then on Thursday, we have another not so hot connection with Pisces and Mars and Leo. And again, we're going to look Thursday, we're going to tend to want to go clean out the refrigerator maybe because somebody really offended us, or we may want to go and sleep all day long so nobody will bother us. Pay attention to what our feelings are telling us. Pay attention, because we can override them. We can objectively override them and choose a different activity. Choose to take a walk around the block instead of cleaning out the refrigerator. Something like that. So watch this all week, and then on Friday, yay, we have Pisces again, but now she's in a grand trine with the moon and with Venus in Cancer. You know what that means? Romance on a Friday. It's not going to be Saturday. So you better reschedule date night from Saturday to Friday this week. Friday is great. So if we're out socially with friends, we might meet somebody new. There's the new romance is in the air. So I always like to say, have our antennas up if we're looking for a new relationship, because it's around, it's hanging around, especially on Friday. And then we end the week on Saturday with that lovely full moon in Sagittarius, which I would think would be wonderful because Sagittarius is so fun-filled and inspirational and optimistic, and it's in a T-square with the sun in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces. So tension. So our good mood gets dashed. And what it could be is the other side of that Sagittarian energy is excessiveness. That could be an addiction too, right? So we may go excessive on Saturday, especially with that moon in Leo. Someone is not feeling appreciated. Somebody wants attention. And you know what I always say, a lot of times when we go for attention, it's usually negative. So I would suggest move date night to Friday. Saturday is not going to be any fun, and it's going to be lots of triggers to get into that Piscean energy where we get to choose again if we are going to escape through addiction, or are we going to escape by becoming one with all that is. That in the end, that's Pisces. It's pretty right there. You know, you want to escape through addiction. You want to escape to an infinitesimal connectedness to all that is. That is the choice this week. Watch how our feelings try to control us this week. And this week, we are going to learn to be more objective so that we can start controlling our emotions instead of them controlling us, so that we can see our emotions as signals, as intuition, as synchronicities, what it's really for, right? Instead of the poor pitiful me stuff. Oh my gosh, he hurt my feelings so bad, and now I feel like, oh, that peanut butter pie, I think I want the whole thing. No. So that is the week. That is the week ahead. It's going to be whatever we make it. We can let the week jar us about, or we can take charge because there's not much going on energetically, so we can actually have a better chance of really staying in control and being objective with these feelings, because we have that available to us this week. So assimilate the energies, check out the emotions, and let's begin the week by becoming healthy, balanced, aligned, by taking our 3 deep cleansing breaths, after which we will say our Sun in Gemini affirmation. Let's take our 3 deep cleansing breaths. We release all disease, negativity, and toxicity from our physical etheric bodies. Second breath. We release all disease, negativity, and toxicity from our emotional astral bodies. One more. On this 3rd deep cleansing breath, we release all disease, negativity, and toxicity from our mental bodies, both higher and lower. We see all the darkness, all the negativity, all the disease. It's all flowing out of our bodies, flowing away. In its place, we are being filled with this beautiful light, made up of light, love, and goodwill. Not only does it fill our entire body, but it's also protecting us, deflecting all evil, all low vibration, all negativity back to its source. While we're in this space of white light connected with our higher selves, we will say our Sun in Gemini affirmation. When I choose to come from love, abundance, and gratitude, I conquer unworthiness, fear, and lack. We'll say the affirmation, and then we'll stay in the space of white light connected with our higher selves for just 5 seconds. Let's say the affirmation. When I choose to come from love, abundance, and gratitude, I conquer unworthiness, fear, and lack. Good, good. Okay. Are we ready for this? It's a really good learning week. to learn about us, how we operate, what we tend to default into. And once we can more objectively look at ourselves, we become more and more in control of creating the life we want. And that's what this is all about, creating the life we want, not what everyone else wants out there. Hey, come see me on Facebook at Soul Sister Cat for my daily inspirational messages and quirky and humorous memes. And if you like the message of the Soul Sister channel, please pass it around so that we can let everyone know that we are in charge of our own lives, our own reality, no one else. Because in the keynote of the Soul Sister channel, life is lived from the inside out. Make it a great week ahead. Lots of learning, hopefully lots of good meditations where we're going to get all kinds of good communication. So take care, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.